Hey guys, my name is Zach Legier, and today we're going to be talking about my 135. So this right here is my 135. This is a 2007, so it is the first year. But so far, I've owned it for about 6 months and got it the day after Christmas. And besides a tune that I bought it with, it has a Dyna tune on it that the dealer did. It is completely stock. I haven't touched it. I do have some plans with this, depending on obviously how much money I am willing to put into it. But these cars have the N54 motor, which is an inline 6 twin turbo, and are notorious for braking. So as you guys can see, has the BMW power kit and then the Dyna tune. But the N54 is a motor that is known for braking. In 2010 and 11, they did come with the N55, which is a straight 6 single turbo, which is a little bit more reliable. But overall, this car, every time I drive it, just puts the biggest smile on my face. This one is a 6-speed manual, which I was looking for, and I found it. This one currently has 95,000 miles, does have a sunroof, and just a great car. I mean, you have these 6-piston Brembos, and then a 2-piston in the rear, 255s. These tires are a size up on a 18-inch rim in the front and the rear. We do have these big old air ducts. But when I first bought the car, funny story, my high pressure fuel pump went out. I knew that going into when I bought this car, and I was like, you know what? At first we thought it was the fuel injectors, because these fuel injectors are notorious for going out, along with the high pressure fuel pump and a couple other things. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'll spend the $1,000, get the 6 new fuel injectors. But lucky for me, it turned out it was only the fuel pump. So when I was driving, the high pressure fuel pump, these have a high and low pressure fuel pump. So when I was driving it, I kind of went to get on it, and it just bogged down, went into limp mode, and I was like, shoot, I should have listened to what everybody was saying. But then my dad had that diagnostic tool, so we ran it, and it just said high pressure fuel pump. So we did get lucky on that. Go ahead and shut it. But I mean, this car is just so much fun. It weighs around 3,100 pounds, 3,200 pounds, around there. And it's just, it's a light, it's super quick. You can tell that it has been slid a little bit. And just a great overall car. We'll go ahead, hop in. So we are in the car. The 2007 have the year 1 of 1. That's what I got with this. Turn it on. It is a push to start. I'll go ahead and shut the sunroof. The clutch on this is very easy. Took a second to get used to. The catch point was kind of weird. I do plan on putting a short throw in the future, but I want to do some suspension work first. So you're looking to buy a 135. Things to look for: obviously you want all the maintenance records and to see if everything's up to date, because these cars do get very expensive to maintain if you're not watching it, and can become unreliable. But a thing that so when I was driving this, the traction control button is up here. It says DCT, turn it off. And when I was trying to slide it, because you know I'm a teenage boy, it wouldn't slide. It would let you go a little bit, but it wouldn't catch. Or it would keep catching. And I was like, how do I turn it completely off? So I looked it up. What you do is you hold it down for 5 seconds and it'll turn everything off. You'll get a little like triangle with a circle around it. But that turns your stability and traction control completely off. But definitely do not recommend it as a first car. I would me knowing if I had this is my third car so far. I am only 17 does have a lot of power, and if you're not careful, it will bite you. It'll bite you in the butt, and it's a super fun car, don't get me wrong, super fun to learn, but you should have a little bit of driving skill before you actually purchase your 135. Now, they didn't make these until 2013 or 2012, I don't know, I can't remember, but like I said, this is a 2007. As far as maintenance wise, I've done the coil packs, spark plugs, I did the high pressure fuel pump because I had to, and so far it runs great. Haven't really had any problems with it. It's never left me stranded. Just you get that BMW like tight steering. You get this, I love this gearbox. It's super smooth. Like I said, could use a short throw. The gears are pretty distanced. But yeah, overall, there's really nothing I don't like about the car. Besides this AC vent on the left side, pretty stupid, but the air blows literally right past you. It doesn't hit you as these would. It doesn't turn enough, if that makes sense. You don't have any driving modes, at least the 2007. It's just turn it on and go. There's no sport mode or anything like that. Back seat wise, I don't really carry people around in my car. I don't like driving other people, but they are there. Are they useful? Sort of. It all depends on size and all of that. But like I said, this car is just great. The power's there. I wanted something that was two-door, rear-wheel drive, and had a bit of power, and I got all of that, checked all the boxes. And just a great car. It has so much character, because my dad has a 2017 M2, so the F87 generation, and I get into that, and I'm like, it's a manual too, but I'm just like, okay, this car's fun, but it doesn't have that character as this car does. This car's very analog, as the M2 is very up to date, and I kind of like that, the dated version. And these cars do make like 300 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. Like I said, mine's tuned, so I'm not sure how much mine makes. Maybe like 300 wheel. I'm not really sure. For daily use, this is my daily driver. Definitely, it's comfortable. Nothing that, like I said, there's nothing that really makes it not dailyable. But yeah, for being a 2007, this car is very clean with only 95,000 miles. You can't really find them low miles, let alone a 135 in a manual. It took me forever to find this car, and but I found it, and I've not looked back since. We'll go ahead, get on it a little bit. The rear end in these cars, it does like to kick out. That's what I was saying about like not being your first car, you know, getting some of that driving experience. That was with traction, or that was with stability control off, not traction all the way. As you can see, the little correction that I had to do. Like I said, this car is just overall such a great car. For modifications down the road for this thing, I guess the modification world for these are so widespread. The N54 is just such a notorious motor. I've seen a lot of people that single turbo these, so that's an option, but like there's so many different ways to build this. Like you can have that track car, you can have it as a straight line, have it as a drift car. This does not have a limited slip. I know BMW made a twin turbo sports car and they did not put a limited slip in it, but that's BMW for you. But there's just so many options to build this thing. You do get the same exact motor that did come in the 335. This is basically just a two-door 335. But like I said, this car does handle amazing. As because just looking for these, you're gonna find a lot of convertibles and a lot of automatics. Finding a hard top, lower miles, and in a manual, it's like picking a needle of a haystack. They're very slim and very hard to come by. You just got to be patient and wait for one to pop up. 135 groups on Facebook and like just forums on the internet to find out like, oh, my car's making noise, what could it be? Super helpful. There's endless amounts of those out there. And everybody's just the community, I guess, at least where I'm at right now in Florida, Clearwater, Florida. It's super, everybody's so helpful with these things. And this is the E82 generation, so we do get the it's just the older generation of them. Like I said, you could get the N55, but that was in the later models. N54, I guess, holds mods a bit better than the N55, but overall the N55 is just a better motor and more reliable. The N55 is what's in the M2. But yeah, this car hasn't let me down. And dislikes, besides the vent, and that's all I can think of right now. It's just that vent. It just bugs me, you know. Oh, this one actually does in the washer fluid for the wipers. It's cracked, so I'll get the sign saying it needs to be filled. Once you get to a certain distance, it fills up. But overall, there's nothing about this car that I don't like. I've been driving it for a while now, and I've been itching to get it like retuned and maybe like an intake, throttle body space or something like that. I don't know, just to make it a little bit faster. But I think overall this car is going to be like a full out track build, depending how, if YouTube works or not. If you guys would be interested in like a 135 series as a build, run it as Sebring but firm. Probably have my buddy Blake help out with that. He's the one with the GT3 RS. He has an E36 M3, and I let him drive this and he loves it. He thought this car was so fun. But yeah, I love everything about the car. It's fast, manual, which I wanted, shifts great. Actually, it's not really a mod, but I did this Alcantara shift boot. I was thinking about doing like a 1M interior swap. I do want to get different seats in this, like I said, down the road for the race build or track build. But I don't know, we'll just have to see. Leather all around, or this is kind of a, I think this is leather. This is leather, I know for sure. Seats, like I said, shift knob, it's deteriorating a little bit, same with the steering wheel. But yeah, this car, anybody asking for one, I'd recommend it 100%. As far as the manual gearbox goes, I've never driven an automatic, so I can't tell you how that is. I know they came with the DCT down the road with the N55, but that's all I know about the automatics. This car, definitely not a fast shifter. It likes to kind of place itself into gear, but it shifts super smooth. For this one, for being 95,000 miles, literally feels brand new. There's no like synchros, seem to be fine. It's not like soft, or it's not like mushy. It just kind of, it goes into place and knows where it wants to go. Space, as far as space goes, you can put those rear seats down. I've had a BMX bike in here, I've had a surfboard, both fit fine with the seats down. But yeah, this car, I love it. It's a blast. Every time I drive it, I just have a big smile on my face. If you're looking for a weekend warrior, car for you. If you're looking for a daily, this car is for you. It's all just what you want to do with it, and modifications and etc. But let me know, guys, down in the comments if you would be interested in seeing a 135 build. That would definitely be something I would be interested in, or it is something I'm interested in. Just gotta plan out the build and how I want to do it. I'm thinking like M3 control arms, like throw it on some coilovers, lower it, put a roll bar, big old shifter, aftermarket seats, you know, just stuff like that. Like have it a full track build, but keep it street legal. Might have a set of slicks for it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. I remember when I was trying to buy one, there wasn't really a video like this explaining like how somebody liked it, or at least I didn't look deep enough to find one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and leave a like and comment and subscribe. Thank you.